Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing great and taking care of yourself. In today's video, we are going to basically talk about one of the important Unix command if you are learning the shell scripting, and that command is the sed command. In this video, we will go through all the options available with the sed command and a demo session on that. So without any delay, let's get started. So sed command in Unix stands for stream editor, and it can perform lots of functions on a file like searching, find, replace, insertion, or deletion. So here are some of the known options which you should be aware if you are dealing with the sed command. So the first option is S, and S stands for substitute. Its purpose is to replace the text in a file. Don't worry, we will go through a demo session on this option. The next is G option. It is used to replace the text in a file globally. Next option is N. This option disables the automatic printing, which means the lines you don't specifically tell it to print do not get printed. The next option we have is P. Has the name suggests of the option, it is used to print the lines. The next option is D. Delete the lines from a particular file. There would be a scenario where you want to delete the 5th line from the file or 6th line from the file, and that's where this option is used with the sed command. The next option is an important option. If you want to have the multiple selections, you use E option, and it's called as the expression option. The next option is I. To edit the files in place. Without opening a file, you can basically edit the file using the sed -i command. Don't worry, we will go through this option in our demo session. The next option is the A option, and it's used to insert the line after or beneath the specify string. The next option is the capital G, which is used to basically add the blank line after each line. The W option is used to create the backup of the file. It refers as the write command. There would be a situation where before even editing the file, you want to basically take a backup, and that's where you use W option. The last option we have the ampersand, and this option stores the match pattern and is often used with the substitute command. We will go through this in our demo session. I hope you got understanding of what option is used with the sed and what is its purpose. So without any delay, let's get with our demo session. So friends, to demonstrate the demo, I'm using the AWS Cloud Shell. So let's get started with our demo. So the first thing we need to check is whether the sed is there installed on our Cloud Shell server or not. So to do that, let's check which sed, and we know now the sed is installed. Let's also check which version of sed is installed on our Linux machine. To do that, we do sed and version, and we get here 4.2.2. I hope you got these commands. Now let's move ahead with our first option. So to demonstrate the options available with the SED, I've created one file called as demo_sed.txt, and let's see the content of that file. So if you see in this file, I've written Unix is great OS, Unix is open source, learn Unix operating system, Unix is best OS, Unix is easy to learn, Unix is powerful. So now let's replace this Unix with Linux. So to do that, we'll use sed single quotes S, which is substitute Unix, and I will write as Linux. Single quotes, done. And I will write the name of the file. And if you see now, the Unix is replaced with the Linux. But if you observe very closely, you see that the second occurrences of Unix is not replaced with Linux. So when you use sed single quotes S without our second option, which is G, it will just replace the first occurrences of that string which you want to substitute. To replace the all occurrences, you need to now write the G, which is global. And now you see all the occurrences are replaced. Let's learn few more options with S. And say, for an example, you want to start replacing the string starting from the second line. So here is the command which you will do. So it would be, let's first cat it. Okay, now I want to replace from the second line, which is learn Unix with Linux. And to do that, what I will do is sed single quotes to S Unix / Linux, this one, done, and we'll type this. And if you see the second line, learn Unix is now replaced with the Linux. Now, if there would be a scenario where you want to replace all the occurrences starting from the second line for that particular string, to do that, you will use sed single quotes to comma $s Unix / Linux, and then you use demo underscore, which is our file name. And now if you see, all the occurrences of Unix has been now replaced with the Linux, but starting from the second line. I hope you got this understanding of how to use S if you want to start replacing a particular string from the line number which you want. Now let's move to our next option. So let me quickly clear the screen. So now there would be a scenario where you just want to replace the second occurrences of a particular string, right? In this case, let's go with Unix with Linux. And if you see in our file, the second occurrence of Unix is an open source. To do that, what I will do is sed S Unix with, let me type LNX, and I just want the second occurrence to replace, and I will write this. And if you see, the second occurrence of Unix is now replaced with our string called as Linux. I hope you got an understanding of how to deal with the option S, which is substitute when using the sed command. Now let's print all the lines which are replaced with Unix to Windows. And let's do that using our P command, which is our next option. So what I'm going to do is sed s unix with Windows, okay, and I'm going to write P, and let's see what we get. If you see, the Unix has been now replaced with Windows, right? But only the first occurrences, right? One catch, if you see here, is the duplicate lines, right? So what it does is it reads the file, and then it replaces and it again print that file. So if you see, Windows is great OS, Unix is an open source. So it has read that and it has replaced, and then it has print that line. So you see, there has been a duplicate lines, right? But to avoid that, what we can use is our next option called as N. And to demonstrate that, all I'm going to do is sed -n. And if you see, now you do not get the repeated lines or the replaced lines printed twice on your standard output. I hope you got an understanding between P and what to use -n with P. Now, in case I want to just print 2 lines from the file or second and third line from the file, what I will do that? Let's first clear the screen and let me show you the content of the file. And if we see, now if I want only Unix is best OS and Unix is easy to learn, what I will do is sed -n. Unix is best, which is the third line, and the fourth, and I will do P, and then I will write demo_set.3. So you know, you got an understanding of how to use N and P. There would be a scenario where you just want to extract only few lines from the file, or you want to extract the particular line from the file, and that's where the sed command helps us to extract the specific lines from the file. Now let's move to the another option. Say if you want to delete the particular line from the file, what command you will use. So before that, let's clear our screen, and then now let's type demo. Let's use this, and if you see, I want to delete the third line, which is Unix is best OS from the file. To do that, what I will do is sed 3t single quotes completed and demo_c. And now if you see, the third line is deleted. That's how the sed command can be used with an option T. It basically really helps you to delete the line which you want from the file to be deleted. Now let's move to our another option, or let's use the D option. Say I want to delete the third and fifth line. What I will do is sed, 5, and if you see, the third and fifth line is being deleted, and we have only the first and the second line. Third till fifth line is deleted. Sorry, when you use 3, 5D, it deletes the line from starting from third onwards till the fifth line. If you want to delete all the lines starting from second till the end, you will use $. And you see, we just get the first line. So that's the beauty of using sed when you are dealing with the file or manipulating any details in the file. Now, there would be a scenario there where you want to delete a particular pattern from the file, and to say I want to delete best. Okay, so what I will do is sed comma single quotes best slash t single quotes completed and demo underscore set.txt. And if you see now, the best is deleted, right? Because we wanted to delete the line where the best is found in the file. And if you see, Unix is best operating OS is deleted. Tomorrow, if I want to delete the line which is having a pattern called as powerful, right? I will just use that particular, I will search for that particular pattern and use D, right? If I want to print only that, I'll use P, right? And that's what it gets. So let's just use -n, and the duplicate or the duplicate lines have been deleted. Now let's move with our next option, which is minus, which would be the minus G. Okay, and then remember, the capital G. And remember, the capital G is used to insert the new line, right, in the file. So let me quickly clear it and let me type demo underscore set.txt. And now let's write set G demo underscore set.txt. And if you see, the new lines have been inserted in the file, and that's what we get it right on our standard output. I hope you got the difference between the small g and the capital G. All right, now let's move with our next option, which is I want to basically insert the line after the pattern is found or before that, right? So let's go after the pattern is found. I want to type something, right? So I will write sed single quotes. I will write let me insert after best, and I will write slash a, and let me write this is inserted line. So let me inserted line. Okay, and let me type demo. What happened? Inserted line. This is and if you see, our line has been inserted, and it comes like this. This is an inserted line. Suppose you have a situation where you want to insert the line before the pattern is found. I will use I. And if you see, the line has been inserted before the pattern is found. I hope you got an understanding between A and small I, right? Now, you want to replace, okay, we got this. Now, if you want multiple lines to be inserted or multiple selections to be done, right? That's where we use our next option, which is E, right? To demonstrate that, let's first view the content and For an example, I want to now replace Unix with Windows, and powerful uh, has uh, uh, replace powerful has simple, right? So what I will do is sed minus e as Unix slash Linux. I want to replace globally. I'll use G minus E second time, which is expression, and I want to replace powerful with simple, right? And now let's use our file. And if you see the multiple selections we have executed, right? That means I have a multiple strings, okay, and I want to replace that, right? There are multiple selections, right? So what we have done is we have replaced Unix with Linux globally, and we have also want to replace powerful with a simple word, and that's where I have used minus e. Minus e is nothing but an expression, and it allows you to have a multiple selections to be used with a sed command. I hope you got an understanding of this difference between sorry, not difference, but how to use minus e option. Now let's move to our next option, which is I, right? And minus I is basically used to edit the file in place without opening it, right? So what I will do is sed minus I'll use let me like I'll use based I will use based has great, right? So I will use best, okay. I'll use as best great slash this is done, and I will use this. And now if we open this file, you will see the best is replaced with great. That's the beauty of minus I. Minus I basically helps you to edit the file without opening it, and sed is very useful when you have sorry, the bigger file where you do not want to open the file, rather than just edit the file in place. I hope you got an understanding of how to use minus I, right, in with combination with sed. Let me demonstrate one more example where you want to basically delete or remove the blank lines from the file. To do that, what I've done is I've created one file called demo1 underscore sed.txt. If you see, we have used this, we have basically used sed G, right, which it basically inserts the new line or a blank line, right? And what I've done is I've directed that to another file. To direct that, what I've used is sed G demo underscore sed, and I've used demo1 sed, right? That's what I have used. Now if I use this, you see we have the blank lines inserted in the file, and now I want to remove these blank lines. And this is very important command whenever you get some blank lines in the file when you're doing a processing of the file in your production environment. So you have a command called as sed slash caret sign dollar. Caret in Unix starts with the beginning, and dollar is the end of the line, right? And then I will use slash d single quotes completed and demo1 CS. And if you see, our blank lines are now deleted, or I would say they have been removed, right? So that's how you can basically use the option. Okay, now there would be a scenario where you want to delete the all the lines but keep the specific line. What I mean to say is, let me show you. Okay, we have demo underscore set.txt, and now when I do cat minus n, okay, it gives me the line numbers. Now I want to delete all the lines except the fifth one, right? So what I will use is sed single quotes f, and this exclamation is something you want to basically not to delete that specific line, and you will use t, and then you'll use demo underscore set.txt. And if you see, all the lines have been deleted except the fifth line. So if I want to not delete the first line, I'll use 1, right? If I want to delete the first and second line, I'll do that. And all the lines have been deleted except first and second line. So exclamation is basically not to basically do any condition on it and leave those and do the operation on the other stuff, right? So that's what is the exclamation is helpful to us. So there would be a scenario where we want basically to take a backup of the file before we modify that file, right? So in our case, we have demo underscore set.txt, right? And say if I want to modify Unix is great operating system, I want to modify Unix is the best operating system. So before modifying it, I will need to take a backup. So what I will do is sed w, okay, and I write the file name demo dot b, and I write the name of the file which I want to take a backup. Could not open the file. Let me type w. Let me see. I should type. So the command is sed w demo dot demo1.bkp bka, and we write the name of the file of which we want to take a backup. And if you do ls minus lrt, you see that the backup is taken, and now you can use sed minus I, and I want to change great to best, and I'll give the name of the file. Okay, and now the file has been modified, but we have a backup file, right? That's how sed w is helpful for us to take the backup of the file in case we need before modifying the file. I hope you like this session of sed command, and in the upcoming video, we will be talking of another important command called #awk command. Until then, take care, and if you have liked this video, kindly press like button and please do comment. Until then, bye bye.